Yo, so check this out, people. Gruel. A couple things you should know about gruel. Run. For one, that ghost milk's got probiotics in it a lot of times, and it helps them puppies grow a little bit faster. My guy, T-Fit here. Fit Bully TV for the YouTubers. Don't forget to subscribe, people. But gruel. What we learned about gruel is it is a annoying process. Back in the day when we were backyard breeding, we literally would wait till the dogs got about 4 weeks, had some teeth, and boom, we just feed them motherfuckers some wet food and call it a day. Now, nobody was going through taking these extra steps. But times are changing. Of course, they want the puppies to be safer. So, put this in here. Mash this up with the fork. It's real simple. Normally, as I've already heated my water, I put the water in the microwave at the same time. And the water comes out warm. I'm just going to put this in for 30 more seconds. Just so we had it there. Now, a couple things about gruel, people. You want it, especially when you're weaning them off the puppy, off the mom, to be a little bit more water. Remember, your puppies have yet to start drinking water, and they only eat food. If you give them food and it's too dense, especially when it comes to this gruel, what do you think happens? It's like getting sandpaper out of their ass. And literally the other day, unfortunately, we saw some bloody stool come from one of our dogs. Now, nobody was cutting parvo because we bathe them, we clean them, we clean up shit. Marissa here literally washes blankets all fucking day long along with the dogs. But they couldn't process the food. Why? Because they need water. They need this stuff. Can't be super grimy or super gritty per se. It needs to have some water in it, especially at a not at a high level, but a higher level until you continue or until you get them on dry food or wetter food and completely the dog food. So even when we move forward, I've already got the frozen bag of Instinct, which will unthaw and give them the real juice. But gruel, things you should know. You need warm water. You got 2 steps here when you're using basically the puppy Similac. This is step 2 because our dogs are on week, 4? Going on 5. They're looking great. They're coming right along. This water is warm. Just like a baby, it needs to be able to go on your wrist. Now they max this stuff out, people. And what I do then, literally, just mash it up a little bit. It smells like ass, but we ain't eating it, so who cares? How to make it, again, I don't measure things out. Some people go through that level of it. And mind you, we started off doing I had a water boiling. I was going through every step I ever found on YouTube. And of course, like always, you figure out your process, your path, what works for you. And then what you do is you add the dog food. Some people supplement. Is that other supplement in here? Some people supplement some of this baby stuff too. I saw that, and we use this a little bit. This adds a little bit more flavor. And again, I'm not completely read up on why all these supplements matter, but this stuff is going to tighten up in what we call congeal. As this stuff warms, what we do know, like a carbohydrate, this is dog food, so we're rehydrating it, right? When we put it in the water, this is 1 cup. Mix this around. I'm going to see how this looks. And then sometimes I'm going to let it cool a little bit. And the beauty about this metal pan, what happens when you use the metal pan? It's got a hot bottom. So you'll know very quickly when you pick it up if it needs to be cooled down a little bit more. This isn't necessarily a lot of thickness, but what you're doing literally, just mix it into the water. And again, this is the gruel process. I repeat, do not put so much of this stuff here, or if you do, add some more water. Because they are not drinking water yet, which means they are not able to process a lot of this shit the way that they need to. Therefore, you can create, basically give them some trouble trying to digest this stuff and get it out there behind. And if you guys know anything about life, including adults, pooping is essential. And when it comes to these dogs, it's super essential. You're watching their poop. Is it too much diarrhea? Is it too watery? And those things tell you a story as well. So I didn't use my whole cup of water. I'm going to add a little bit more of this. Because remember, mind you, what happens when they come off the mom's nipple? The mom's nipple, they literally just drinking milk. So they're not getting no sustenance, no substance whatsoever. So this stuff right here, it's got to be a little bit watery. Just so, again, they can process it all. And you can add as much, well, I won't say add as much, but you'll know. You'll know if it's too rich, if it's too much, if it's too little. Do not be afraid If you do see a little blood in their stool, as I wasn't afraid because, again, I know they ain't got parvo and nothing's wrong with them. That ain't the issue. We just did their deworming last night as well, as they are 4 weeks old this past Saturday. Puppies are looking good. My job, again, is to walk you through my processes as we learn and get back into the groove of breeding, but also things that hopefully help you. I repeat, step 1, step 2, a little bit of this stuff, rice flavor stuff. 1 cup of ground up food. I bought a blender. It's a $100 blender. It can blend up cookie dough. It's literally just for dog food. We're not playing about this. The dogs are eating instinct, which is higher quality food. Does it mean it's the best food? No. I just don't like foods that lead with meal. Anything with the first ingredients is lamb meal, corn meal, or, you know, chicken meal, beef meal. Not about that life. I like it to be exactly what it is. If it say chicken on there, the first fucking ingredient need to be chicken. And instinct is the best food. So my pups going into year 1, eat the best food. Is the shit expensive? Absolutely. But I don't want no questions. On top of this, they'll get chickens, green beans, all kinds of stuff in the midst of things. We've got 2 more containers over here. These things are normally 30 bucks for this little ass can. So this normally will go on for all the way through week, probably 5, as they get more teeth or acquire their teeth, and their teeth become more sure about what they're eating. During week 5 going into 6, that's when you can start removing these 2 things. So these things, and you can keep adding it, to be clear. You can keep adding it. Also, when you got a bitch, and you got this, basically the first step, you can add that to her food as she needs as much calcium as possible so she can keep lactating and lending milk to the dog so they can grow. So all this stuff can be added in slowly but surely to everybody's stuff. As you see, it's congealing. It's getting a little tight. This should still be a good... Yes, it's warm now, so it's good for them. They do not like cold stuff. I'll tell you another experience I had. I put a frozen version of this dog food. It wasn't frozen, it was thawed, but then I blended it up. It was still leaking water, so when I put it in here, this turned into a popsicle. In my mind, they're going to be fine. And they were fine. But they were a little like shaky afterwards because it's like they ate popsicles. Remember, popsicle meat. Remember that a puppy cannot... regulate his temperature until about 4 weeks, which is why it's important you don't give them baths. Because what do our dogs do when they're hot? They breathe a little heavier. They do different things that they know to do. Making sure your dog's shit is important because some dogs have trouble transitioning to pooping on their own, which is why, again, for 6 to 8 weeks is hell because you're watching everything your dogs do every second of the way, every time they poop, pee, whine, period. So stay tuned. Stay moving. If you got questions, as always, hit my line, message me, DM me. How to make gruel, T-Fit, Fit Bully TV. We're going to bring a lot more information to you. Some good lives coming up this week. Again, see this right here? Still a little too much for me. I'm going to add a tad bit more water. I need them to be good. And I need them to be good. I think that might be good. That might be good. And we'll see. And if I'm not here, I always ask Marissa, hey, how did they poop look? How's it going? And she'll tell me, then I know next time, add a little bit more water or take a little water away. So it's an extensive process. It's not as easy as it used to be. It's not going to get easier either, but it will get better. And as we find our formula, hopefully the things that we're doing can help you. Remember, make sure this isn't super tight like ground. It should not look like this. And it should not look like mud when you put it in there. If it is, they're going to have trouble getting it out of their system. You don't want a sick puppy. They don't have the strength to fight sickness yet. So, anywho, signing off. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps.